What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Before I get started, hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment, hit that bell notification, get notified every time I put out one of these videos so you can watch it and help me out. I appreciate it. I'm going to share this video with everybody today. I heard this on Joe Rogan's podcast. This is not the clip from his podcast, but this is the clip that he was talking about. And they're talking about Paul Harvey as a monologue. I believe that's what you call it, monologue. But anyways, he does this speech, whatever you want to call it, by Paul Harvey called "If I Were the Devil." Okay. This is in, I believe, 1965. And it is spooky how spot on it is to what's going on today. And I think every generation goes through this, like, right? Like their generation, these kids today, blah, blah, blah. And this has always kind of been a true thing, right? That people say this about their generation. This is happening in the future. The end is near. That's been going on for a long time. People making money off of climate issues, all that stuff, right? So this has always been going on. But what he says, though, in this video, to me, is like exactly what's happening today. And it's been a slow drip. And I'll get more and more to it as we watch the video. But let's check this out together. I want to share. I've already watched this or listened to it. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. If you've heard this before or you haven't, and what you think about it and what you think about what's going on today. So go ahead and we're going to go ahead and watch this. See what y'all think.
If I were the devil, if I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about this as we go. I'm going to talk about this, but owning everything, like, have anybody ever heard what's top of my head, World Economic Forum, the guy from, I think, Switzerland, says you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. I forget his name. That is crazy. That's basically what's going on. They're trying to own everything. In America, you got like BlackRock and all these companies that are buying up all the real estate and turning everybody into a nation of renters rather than a nation of people that are able to live the American dream. That's what's going on in America. So that's definitely 100% going on, and that rings true right there. So we'll go to the next one. Next thing he says.
So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized.
Yo, okay. That's, to me, this rings true. So please let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. But, like, if anybody that's followed me from the beginning, I don't talk about it a lot, but I have stated here and there that I've never been a religious person. It's personal things and the way I grew up, right? It's just the way it is. I have a half brother grew up with, part of my childhood, who is religious. So it just, depends on the person. But I have seen and I've noticed myself what seems to be an exact correlation with kids in schools disobeying more, and just just schools nowadays are just out of control. It's out of control. I mean, And I feel, not even being a religious person, that to me seems like an exact correlation with taking religion out of schools, like taking the Pledge of Allegiance because it says one nation under God. Just wanting to take the word God out of school and out of young people's lives. So I'm not against religion. I think there's a lot of pros and cons to religion. I think anybody that's real would be able to say that. And then the next thing is, it is unbelievable. When I was growing up, I never would have thought I'd see this happen, because basically most people were like, yeah, you're just voting for the lesser of two evils. It was like an agreed thing. Some people were diehard, but most people were just like, yeah, it's the lesser of two evils. We all know that blah, blah, blah. They're not going to do everything they say, but try to make the best decision. Today, it's like, yes, be my daddy. Like, tell me what to do, invade my life. It's like, it's insane to me. I'm like, dude, I'm not for no government. I think we definitely need checks and balances, but dude, come on. So this right here to me is dead on. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know, but I'm not. I'm not. But this is crazy to me.
Our Father, which art in Washington.
Tell me it's not true.
And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves.
Yeah, do you know, I mean, prescription medication today, it's like everybody's on prescription medication almost. Like, I don't know what the percentage is, and I should do a little, because if you know, watch my videos, I'm against prescription medication. Not all of it, but a lot of it, because a lot of it's no good and it's pushed on you when you don't even need it, but they make you believe you need it, and now you're an addict. So I should do a video about prescription medication and the percentages, but I bet the percentages of Americans on prescription medication, if I had to guess, is over 65%. Now, remember that from this video. When I do the next video, or whenever I do this video, I'm going to do a video, I think, on prescription medication. It'll probably get flagged and I'll get taken down and silenced, but I'll do it anyways. We'll see what happens, but I'm pretty sure it's high. And yeah, it's crazy.
To ladies and gentlemen of distinction, I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames.
I think that could be social media, YouTube, all that stuff. That is wild what he just said. The nations fighting with themselves, churches war with themselves, nations at war with themselves. Why most people are tranquilized with pills, and false entitlements, and it's pretty wild that this came out in 1965, because this wasn't really, if it was the very, 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 very beginning. It was not. This is crazy, like predicting the future. I mean, it's so obvious to people that are really paying attention what's going on. It is not good what they're doing to us.
I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with...
So right there, the families at war with themselves. Tell me that they're not disrupting a nuclear family these days. Tell me there's not incentives for single parent homes, mainly single women as parents. They have destroyed the nuclear family. Dude, if you don't think that I'm right, let me know in the comment section below, but let me know with facts. But go Google what percentage of single parent homes there are in America today versus the 60s when he was saying this. So, divorce, I think we're at like over 60% divorce rate in this country. It's insane. Why even get married? So you got to make sure, but the church is at war with themselves. There are a lot, listen, this just hit me. There are a lot of things on the internet right now of pastors, well-known pastors that are being open with being gay and transsexual. And listen, I'm not against any of it. You be who you are, right? But if you're a preacher, pastor of a church, and you're a devout Christian, whatever your religion is, and in your religion it says that is against it, then to me it's like you're going against religion, you're going against your people. People are following you, you're a leader, and now you're throwing them new age information, and it's doesn't seem right. You know what I'm saying? What they're preaching. So they're contradicting themselves, I think, is the biggest thing. They're contradicting themselves. But that's how you have a lot of that going on now, where other churches are talking about other pastors, and they're like, dude, and then within themselves, people are disagreeing with the pastor, disagreeing themselves. Not everybody's agreeing on what's going on that stage and what people are representing with their church. So you see a lot of things on the internet going on with that stuff today. In my feed, I see a lot of it anyways. So what's the next?
With themselves and nations at war with them.
Right now, America is very divided. Very divided. It is insane how divided we are. If you're a patriot, you're a racist, like, dude, you're Nazi. It's like, okay, all right, I guess. I love my country. I grew up here. It's the only place I've ever lived. I've served my country. So, yeah, I love it, dude. It's been good to me. Even though I didn't have a good life, I didn't have an easy life. It's been good to me. You know what I mean? I can't. Where else would I go? So you have a lot of division. Big election year coming up. We'll see if that changes. But right now, this holds true.
Themselves until each in its turn was consumed, and with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drugs.
Hold on. Listen to what he just says there and tell me that ain't going on in schools today. Tell me this ain't going on.
Encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door.
Dude, that's dead on. Now, not every school is protected as well as it should be, as we all know. Give billions of dollars to something going on not here. And we have school shooters still. So they can get into a building very easily. It's kind of crazy. But the letting the kids run wild, no discipline is happening. I mean, honestly, I know I've heard of, and I don't know if laws have been reversed or not, right? It's not an area of expertise for me. But I know that I've heard there's some states that you get in trouble for spanking your kid. Now, there is a line to be drawn between spanking your kid and beating your child, right? But a little tap, tap, little hey, just to let you know I'm daddy. Yeah. A lot of kids don't act up if they got a dad at home, a strong father figure.
Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress.
That's exactly what I say about taking God out of the school. Even though I'm not religious, man, I see a lot of, you see people online and you're like, these young kids are like, man, they're so well behaved. And they was raised religious and not weird religious. Like, then if they say a cuss word, they're not going to be condemned to hell, right? But like, respectfully, they've lived their lives and been brought up well, and it shows. There's non-religious people too that raise good kids. I'm just saying that it's not a bad thing to have God in the schools and the courthouse and all that. It's not. It's kept people in check for a long time.
House, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I...
For sure, dude. The Easter holiday, most people don't even know what Easter's really celebrated for. And it ain't a bunny that brings you colorful eggs. Tell me this guy's not dead on in 1965. Yo, I mean, seriously. And the church thing about I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. Tell me that don't happen. I think the church thing has been a weird thing that has been going on for a long time before 1965, if I had to guess. But it's not getting better.
Would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious.
Hey, eat the rich, right? That's what that is. Overtax people that work hard and make a lot of money. Give it to people that just want it. Don't know how to balance a checkbook themselves. And then what happens to people, a lot of other people that are trying to come through the ranks? Like, why even try? Now, I'm not saying that's a good attitude to have. You got to fight the beast, right? But it does kill a lot of ambition for a lot of people to know nowadays with the internet, in a lot of ways, the system is rigged against us.
And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct.
Patriot, you're a racist, you're a bad person. Crucify that stuff, the good stuff.
I would caution against extremes
Look at this.
in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct.
Which is exactly what's been going on more with when Trump got elected than any other time. It has gotten crazier and crazier and crazier. That if people have been identified as MAGA, they've been labeled, they've been said they're a threat to democracy. And it's like, dude, there's a lot of people that support the MAGA movement that are good, hardworking, tax-paying citizens that wouldn't hurt a fly. So that labeling stuff is dangerous.
I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun.
OnlyFans.
That what you see on TV is the way to be.
Kim Kardashians.
And thus I could
keeping up with the Kardashians.
Undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure.
He said this pre-AIDS, before the AIDS pandemic came out, before AIDS. And this is what happens. You're running around out there, just, yeah. I'm having fun. Yeah, it's not fun once you become an unexpected parent, or you wake up like, ah, it, it burns. What is that? Oh, no. Careful. I'm telling you, dude, a good person, someone who has other people's heart in mind and interest in mind, that just doesn't want to see anybody hurt. Even if they did have something, they're going to tell you, okay? And they'll at least give you the decision to make for yourself, like, do I want to take this risk or not with this person? So, what is that?
In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
Dude, tell me that ain't creepy, dude. Tell me in the comments section below what y'all thought about that, and tell me whether you've heard it or not. Let me know if you have heard this before, and let me know if what you think. Like, you think this is creepy or not? I think it's creepy as hell. Like, he's on the money. You know, you know, it's not like I don't think God's real or anything like that. I definitely think there is energy, the universe, whatever it is. There is something all around us that is unexplainable to this. Nobody can explain it to me, and I feel it at times. You know, there's this energy around us that can move your life in different ways, depending on the energy that you give it. I don't know how to explain it. I know that sounds like I'm some hippie crazy person, dude, but that's how I feel. Look at like what God could be, and whether you believe God is real and people are praying to an actual God that hears them and from time to time answers their prayers. Whether you believe that to be what is going on or not, I think it is good for these people that are religious and anybody that wants to come in and be religious and like, I'm going to change my life and find Jesus, right? It has worked for a lot of people. It's helped a lot of bad people have turned to Jesus and changed their lives and end up helping people. So for those people, is it not good that they found something that's good to them and makes them want to do good? And then you got factions of people that want to take that away from them or ridicule them for sharing it and making them feel like a weirdo. Which, if they're really devoted, they're not going to care what anybody thinks. They're going to stay devoted. They're not going to feel like a weirdo because they believe. But it just, shouldn't be ridiculed to the point where I thought they should have ever took it out of schools, or because or to take out the Pledge of Allegiance because it has the word God in it. And that was a big atheist movement, if I remember correctly, that did that. And it's just like, I don't think that's okay, because you're free to believe what you believe, which is nothing. But yet they want to do it in the schools, and because you're around, your kids are there, they can't be. I mean, it's like, if you really believe in what you believe, then it should not make you feel inferior or feel offended by what somebody else believes in your presence. Because if you believe to your core that what you believe is the truth, then what can shake that other than a real life event, right? Like, that maybe shakes that, but somebody talking shouldn't do that. So I don't know. This to me, it really kind of trips me out. I'm like, I never heard this before. So, not that I'm gonna like go get saved or anything, but it definitely, as I get older, I already think about a lot of different things, but it definitely makes me think more about certain things, right? Or it, is going to make me ponder it more and like really think about things that's going on in my life. And my, even though I'm doing good at times, like, am I really living correct? You know, and giving it my, putting my best foot forward and really doing as much as I really can. Uh, I don't know. I got to really answer that. That's the question I got to answer for myself. But listen, you all think about that yourselves. I'm going to think about it like, if you're not religious, and I don't think you need to run out to a church or anything. I mean, real religious people will tell you that you can find God within your heart, right? It's right that your church is within yourself. That's what I've been told at times. So it's like, you know, maybe the energy around us, maybe that is God. But if it's moving your life in certain ways based on the energy you're putting into it to what you're getting back, then I really should probably think about how my energy is on a day-to-day basis 24/7. Couldn't hurt, right? It never hurts to be better. Never hurts to be better. So listen, I don't want to creep y'all out, you know, it's not what I was trying to do, but I think this is important to reflect on how people were thinking a long time ago versus what's going on now, and predictions have been made, and some are right, some are wrong, but this is pretty spot on to me. And I wanted to share it to get everybody else's opinions, and let me know in the comment section below. And please listen, share this around, share this a bunch. I want people to hear this. So help me get this out there and, you know, get people thinking more. So till next time, peace.
I've traveled so far, couldn't tell you how far. Feels as though I have been a million places at once. Many lives I have lived, many battles I fought and lost.